Hello everyone, welcome back to Autotrend TV. I'm your Viprajesh again from Tafi Access Limited Tata Car Showroom today, and I'm here with the brand new BS6 compliant Tata Harrier manual XZ Plus variant. I'm going to take a detailed test drive of this manual version to see why it is actually better than the automatic version in terms of fun and drive satisfaction. So let's go on for a detailed test drive. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the brand new BS6 compliant Tata Harrier manual XZ Plus variant. Well, you may have already seen a lot of automatic reviews of the Tata Harrier, but still the manual is, according to me, the better option if you are a driving enthusiast. So I would like to judge that statement of mine. So I'm just going to start this engine and judge the NVH first. Turning off the aircon. Well, the first thing you would notice is that this BS6 engine is really very silent and much better refined than the BS4 version, and that is quite evident. There is no vibration on the gear lever, no vibration on the steering wheel as well, except for that slight pulsing on the pedals, but that is essential for a car to know that the engine is turned on. So let's just start driving now. Well, I have started to drive in city mode first. Of course, that is the default mode whenever the car is turned on, be it the Nexon or the Harrier. So currently I'm driving without the aircon on. That's because I need to judge the proper characteristics of this engine. So driving in city mode, of course, this engine does not feel underpowered at all. This car does not feel underpowered at all. According to, say, logic, this engine gives around 140 bhp on city mode. If you turn it to sports mode, that will produce around 170 bhp, which is simply awesome. Of course, you all know that this engine is the exact same multi-jet 4-cylinder engine from the Jeep Compass, and it is also used on the MG Hector as well. Of course, if you start revving beyond 2500 RPM, there is a bit of significant diesel engine rumble, but that is perfectly acceptable. This car has run around 6,000 kilometers till now. This is the demo vehicle of Tafi Access Limited. So I don't feel any sort of cumbersome or anything. It is just easy to drive. Well, of course, the clutch is slightly on the heavier side, but that is of course needed for an SUV, especially all the SUVs with this Fiat multi-jet engine get sort of a heavier clutch and slightly notchier gearbox, but this one is fine, but still it is slightly on the notchier side. The gear shifts, they are not the slickest. So let me just turn on the aircon because it's quite hot today. And the aircon, this automatic climate control is very effective. Immediately it starts to cool the cabin down. And additionally, you also get the plethora of AC vents all around the cabin, so all the passengers in this car will be at most comfortable. So driving in race course in Coimbatore, of course you don't feel the heft of this vehicle at all. I mean, I personally like a lower down drive position, so I have set the driver's seat to a lower position, and in this position it feels so very comfortable. Of course, the bonnet edge is also easily visible, and well, despite the very narrow rear windshield, the overall view is quite decent. But of course, you have to keep in mind that this car has quite a lot of blind spots due to its curvy and muscular design. And personally, yeah, anyone would look cool driving a Tata Harrier. That's the main thing. This is of course the coolest looking SUV in this category at this price range. Now I've got a sort of a free stretch, and let me just put the car into sports mode.
Sport drive mode activated.
All right, so this is the sports mode. Ooh. So this is 170 bhp. This is how it feels like. And even on bad roads, I mean, you don't need to actually brake too much. The confidence this car offers is really very good. The suspension soaks up everything exceptionally well. at least on such moderate bad stretches. So let's just get to an actual free stretch to judge this engine's full capacity. So driving on Racecourse Coimbatore, well, we are getting to a free stretch now. But before that, let me just explain the characteristics of this car, the features available in this car. This, of course, is the XZ Plus top spec variant of the manual range of the Tata Harrier. The automatic is definitely known as the XZ A Plus. So you get this beautiful leather wrap steering wheel, Beneki Calico leather upholstery. You get this beautiful wood finish. Of course, this is a forward finish, but it looks very, very convincing. And you get this semi-digital instrument cluster from the XZ variant itself. You also get this large 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with 9 speakers, and which also includes a subwoofer as well. So the overall audio quality is very, very good. So I've got a free stretch over here, and putting the foot down in city mode, 6000 RPM, 60. Ooh, the mid-range is exceptionally strong, and in 4th gear I'm easily doing 100 km/h. And the overall confidence this car offers is very, very amazing. It's properly awesome. Now let me just get to a rougher stretch, well, where I will get to try the economy mode as well. Of course, this car also has an economy mode, which is best used if you want to cruise on free roads. So this here is a rough stretch, and we are back into a free road on Ukkaram bypass. Here I would like to change to economy mode.
Economy drive mode activated.
So in economy mode, this car actually produces around 100 to 120 bhp of power, which is definitely just about enough for a car of this size and weight. And even if you start revving, it takes its own sweet time, but it's definitely not sluggish. It's definitely not sluggish. In fact, the power inputs on this economy mode are even smoother than that's seen on the city mode and the sports mode. That is quite helpful if you want to cruise in a relaxed manner. But if you want actual power, you just slot into sport.
Sport drive mode activated.
And immediately the engine opens up, the throttle opens up. It is just free running. It's awesome. I mean, you can literally push this car to boundaries. You can have proper fun. The steering is, of course, well, I wouldn't say precisely communicated. There is a slight bit of vague feel at the center position, but still it is it knows, the car knows what you want to do, and you know what the car wants to do. This bit of communication is really good. I mean, it's definitely not as perfect or precise as the Jeep Compass, because obviously the Jeep Compass is a much smaller car, but for a car of this size, this is really, really very good and proper fun in sports mode. Well, if you want to do a bit of drifting and even more fun stuff, you have to turn off the electronic stability control and traction control. But I would not recommend doing that on public roads. So climbing flyovers is just regular, and even these say the flyover joints are barely felt inside. It is exceptionally flat. It remains stable, so flat, so communicative. I mean, it's comfortable and also pretty good fun as well. So this is a good compromise between fun and comfort as well. So this is where the Tata Harrier scores really very, very good. So now let's just get back to the showroom. Well, let me just take a U-turn quickly. And the turning radius may not be so small, but still it is smaller than other larger cars. And that was all about the drive. Let's now get back to the showroom to conclude this review.
Before we conclude this review, let's quickly talk about the exterior and interior details of the Tata Harrier XZ Plus. This being the top-most XZ Plus variant, you get the coolest looks and features on this already cool-looking mid-size SUV. Right from the start, the Tata Harrier has been a unique and cool-looking mid-size SUV and was the first SUV in India to introduce this headlights on the bumper trend. This Cocoa Sparkle is one among the sober colors on the Tata Harrier BS6, but still it looks really very good. The XZ and the XZ Plus variants of the Tata Harrier get xenon projector low beam headlamp, whereas the high beam units are regular halogens. The LED DRLs on top are bifunctional and also double up as the turn indicators. The side profile of the Tata Harrier is again very unique, and in terms of size, the Tata Harrier is easily larger than the Mahindra XUV 500, which itself is a 7-seater. These cooler looking 17-inch alloy wheels are available only on the top spec XZ Plus variants, however no disc brakes for the rear wheels on offer yet. This chrome detailing with the Harrier badging is standard across all variants, and so are the LED tail lamps, which look really sleek, wide and awesome. The lower mounted rear fog lamps however are available only on the top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants, and it is quite good to see two rear fog lamps on offer. The rear design of the Tata Harrier is again very unique, however a rear windshield wiper washer and defogger are standard only from the XM mid-spec variant. Being based on the Land Rover Discovery Sports platform, the Tata Harrier is an amazing looker. Let's just get inside the car to check out the features.
So yes, this here is the interior of the Tata Harrier again, and this here is the top spec XZ Plus variant as I already mentioned. So you get this forward finish which is beautiful to look at, but it still actually is a plastic panel, but it's so really convincing. That's how great they have designed it. The top part of the dash is of a very soft touch material from the XT variant onwards, so this is also properly befitting the premium image of this car. This here is the floating island kind of display theme over here on the Tata Harrier, which is of course standard across the range of the Harrier, but still this top spec variant along with the XZ variant get this 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which also includes Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, reverse parking camera and voice commands for the aircon as well. So the aircon console is actually over here, but you don't actually need to use these manual buttons to control the air conditioning. This here is the semi-digital instrument cluster, which is available from the XZ variant onwards, and let me just turn on the power, and that is how everything turns on. It definitely looks very premium with the blue theme. However, you can also have the option of changing colors to say red, green or yellow or whatever color you want. You can actually change the background color of this digital screen on the instrument cluster and the touchscreen infotainment system. So this instrument cluster of course provides you with a lot of data and information, including power and torque meters, trip meters, and the distance to empty, average mileage, instantaneous efficiency and so on. So this may not be the most sophisticated displays, but still it provides you with a lot of information, including a T-brake reminder as well. If you are driving for more than 150 kilometers or 200 kilometers at a stretch, this car will automatically remind you that you need to take a break. So that is how these are some nice touches on the Tata Harrier. And of course you also get entertainment information on this instrument cluster as well. If you are playing any FM or anything on the audio system, that will also be displayed over here. And it will also display turn-by-turn navigation instructions on the instrument cluster as well. Well, talking about voice commands, first I would like to turn on the engine of this car. So that was the NVH. At start there is slight bit of vibrations when the car turns on, when the engine turns on, but after that it is a very smooth and silent idle. There is a slight bit of 4-cylinder diesel engine note, but still it is completely acceptable. And talking about the aircon, let me just turn it on. It is one among the most easiest to use aircon units. Of course the buttons are large so that you can use these buttons even with your gloves on. And to control the aircons, you no need to touch these buttons, no need to operate these buttons, you can just use voice commands. So the voice command button is on the steering wheel over here. This voice command function is available from the XT variant itself. So let me just try doing that.
Please say the command after the beep.
Set temperature 18.
Setting temperature to 18 degrees.
So as you can see, the temperature has changed to 18, and even if you want to change the fan speed as well, you can also do that.
Please say the command after the beep.
Set fan speed 5.
Setting fan speed 5.
So as you can see, you can easily do all these stuff without even touching the buttons. But of course, if your passenger decides to change the temperature or fan speed, they can use this manual console over here. Now talking about other features, of course you get to see the sports mode and economy modes over here on
this floating island theme. And you also get the front fog lamp and rear fog lamp buttons over here just beside the hazard lamp. You also get manual controls, manual buttons and rotary knobs for the infotainment system, which is also quite handy. And well, that is all about the infotainment stuff over here. This being the top most XZ Plus variant, you also get auto dimming IRVM, which is quite a great boon, especially on a premium SUV. This has to be a standard feature. And you also can see the massive panoramic sunroof, which is available as standard on the XT Plus, XZ Plus, XZA Plus variants of the Tata Harrier, for which the controls are over here. You get one switch for the sunshades. Everything is one touch, which is quite handy. And this here is the button to tilt open the sunroof, and this here is the switch to actually open the sunroof itself. So these are all premium features available as standard on the BS6 Tata Harrier top spec variants now. Along with that, you can also see electrically power adjustable driver seat, for which the controls are on the right side of the driver seat itself. And the controls are fairly robust while also being very, very easy to operate. And well, that is all. You get to see the nice leather wrapping on the steering wheel, which is available only on the XZ and the XZ Plus variants of the Tata Harrier. You also get automatic headlamps and automatic wipers from the XT variant itself. And you also get a reverse parking camera. However, the quality of the reverse parking camera is definitely not the best. It is average at best. But still it works. And you also get zooming function for precise parking, and you also get wide mode, normal mode, and so on. So this may not be the most sophisticated reverse parking cameras, especially the fact that rival cars and even smaller compact SUVs get 360-degree surround view camera, but still the Harrier provides only a reverse parking camera, which is good enough. The leather seats of this Tata Harrier are what I love. The comfort is amazing. The premium feel it offers is really, really very, very good. So that is quite good about the Tata Harrier. And another thing I would like to highlight is that the driver seat of the Tata Harrier, especially the top spec variants, get this lumbar adjust lever on the right side, which is again going to be very, very comfortable and convenient. The center armrest opens, and it is also a cooling box. And you also get a 12-volt charging socket along with a smart 5-volt USB socket as well. The glove box is of an exceptionally large size, and it is also cooled, and it also has a laptop tray over here. And you also get umbrella holders on the front doors, while also offering proper 1-liter bottle holders on every door. So that was all about the features and premium feel of the front part of the cabin of the Tata Harrier. Let's just get to the back seat now. Yes folks, I am right now in the back seat of the Tata Harrier XZ Plus manual variant. This is how the manual transmission lever looks like. It is definitely not vibrating, which is really good for refinement. And the cabin properly looks very, very premium. On the dark edition, this wood paneling is replaced by a sort of greyish matrix kind of pattern, which looks very techy. And these brown seats are replaced by proper black seats. Talking about the rear seats, of course, the Tata Harrier has always been one very, very comfortable and spacious mid-size SUV, and that remains exactly the same. You get a whole lot of space. Despite me sitting in the driver's seat, I have adjusted the driver's seat for my height, which is 5'11" for reference, and I have got long legs. So despite my long legs, of course, I have got a whole lot of space to stretch out. The minus point, of course, is that the Tata Harrier does not get a recline function for the rear seats. However, you get rear adjustable headrests as standard from the mid-spec variant itself. So that is quite good. And you also get this center armrest from the XM variant itself. So that is quite good. However, 60-40 split folding function is available only from the XZ variant onwards, which is quite okay. That said, ISOFIX child seat mounts are standard across the range of the Tata Harrier, for which the location is over here. It is easy to access. There is no lid, or the mounts are actually not located on the inside. It is just exposed, and it is very, very easy to access as well. The leather padding is carried forward to the rear doors, which is again very, very soft, and even this grab handles get proper Beneki Calico leather padding. The door handles, of course, are of very, very premium sort of metal finish. These are not heavy metal, but they are actually feeling metal, and they look very, very good as well. You get a 12-volt charging socket lower down here, So this here is the USB charging port provided over here at the end of the center console. It may be slightly harder to reach, but once you plug in your wire, it's best to leave it over there, and you can easily park your smartphone over here. And for other smartphones, for the side passengers, you also get separate parking points as well, so that is quite nice. The back seat pockets are reasonably deep, and they also have really good quality feel to them. And of course, as a part of the 9-speaker JBL audio system on the Tata Harrier, you get tweeter and a speaker on the rear doors as well. The subwoofer, however, is mounted in the boot. So let's just get to the boot now. Opening the boot of the Tata Harrier BS6 XZ Plus, of course the Tata Harrier does not offer the most spacious boot space in its category, but still at 425 litres, it is more than enough for 5 members in a family. The subwoofer is mounted on the left side of the boot and has adequate punch to it. The jack and the other tools are mounted in the small compartment under the boot floor, and opening the larger boot floor reveals a whole lot of storage space for your smaller items for added convenience. The top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants of the Tata Harrier also get 60/40 split folding rear seats, and folding the rear seats is an easy affair. You have to just press this button on the shoulder and voila, the seats fold exactly flat. You get an almost flat boot floor on the Tata Harrier, and folding both the seats will reveal a whole lot of luggage space for your larger furnitures. The spare wheel, however, is mounted below the body, and it is definitely not a 17-inch alloy wheel. It is instead a 16-inch Space Saver steel spare wheel. 4 reverse parking sensors, however, are standard across the range of the Tata Harrier, and so is the parcel tray. So that was all about the boot space of the Tata Harrier XZ Plus BS6. Let's now conclude this review. So that was a detailed drive review of the manual top spec version of the BS6 compliant Tata Harrier. I still think that this is one among the best mid-size SUVs in the Indian market today if you want a manual transmission in terms of fun to drive and comfort. So the prices are on the screen for the Tata Harrier manual range with the BS6 compliant turbo diesel engine. So do let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about my review of the Tata Harrier manual. Meanwhile, this is Vip Rajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.